The Google Gang Podcast.
Oh, that one smelled a little bit as well because I stole some of my housemates' leftover curry before it came out.
That's actually gross. I don't know why I have to be subjected to this. I've been nothing but nice to you.
But it's not your
it stinks, you gross bitch. That's so disgusting.
Yes.
When
chicken bun.
When do you think it's like an appropriate time to burp/fart in front of a partner? Like, how long do you have to know them?
First date.
First date.
I'll just do it.
You would fart in front of someone on the first date?
It depends if I know it's going to be a hot one or not. If it's just because
a hot fart or a hot date?
Hot fart. So,
right. Yeah.
Because farts usually for me are actually silent and barely ever smell. I can tell if I'm going to have a bad fart day. If I'm in an enclosed space and it's like the cinema or something like that, I'm not going to fart.
Right.
But I'll tell them that I've farted if we're walking down the street.
Okay.
I can't.
So,
I can't.
rephrase the question. When is it okay for them to smell said fart or burp? Like I was just subjected to.
Burp is fine. Farts. Oh, fuck you. That was like coriander or something. What's that?
I don't know, mate.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm like a fucking cow. I just fucking load up on all this fucking shit. You never know what's going to come out of me. Jesus Christ. Well, it is the Google Gang Podcast. It's Matty Shaw, joined by fellow Australian. You're the first Australian we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, because you're not a real Australian. You're an actor.
I'm a fake Australian. I got my New Zealand Warriors jersey on today.
Because you've heard the flat earthers think that we're all actors.
Yeah. What do they think about Kiwis?
I don't know whether they believe that they exist.
We're not big enough to address.
They don't have a contract. Kiwis don't have a contract with an acting agency. Australians do. Kiwis are freelancers.
Why are we working so hard over here then? You know what I mean?
Because they finally discovered and we can't. I was like, I started talking to my mates going like, it's going to be difficult not to call Colin Gaza anymore. Now he's back to his normal life. And he said he can't remember how to speak Swedish anymore. But he's got to move back in with his family back in Sweden now they've discovered. But yeah.
But are these real people that think this?
Yeah.
Or this is just like dumb cunts?
Real people.
Right.
Well,
but they are
obviously dumb cunts, yeah.
Right.
But because George Carlin, one of my favourite quotes of his was like, if you think about how stupid the average person you meet is, then you've got to remember that more than half the population of the earth is more stupid than them.
Ooh.
Because
that's so true.
Yeah, we build a nice little bubble around ourselves going, all my funny, smart friends, or, you're just funny, Maddie, but funny and smart friends most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you poke your head out of that bubble for one moment, like you go into a smoker's area of a pub you haven't been into, bump into someone and you go, oh shit, there are people like you that exist in the world and you're with 6 friends that are all like you. We're fucked. Our world's fucked. Because someone will be like, look, I'm not racist, but... And you're like, oh, no!
I don't know if you've seen a comedian, but he talks about that line. I'm not being racist, but he's like, basically, you might as well say, I'm about to be racist.
Yeah.
Please hold any objections to yourself.
Yeah, because it's like... Because no one else in this room needed to tell anyone that they weren't going to be... Like, I'm not a racist. But no one else felt the need to say that. Why do you feel the need to say that?
Do you know what else is fun? Just being like, I'm not being racist. And then, would you like a glass of water?
Yes. I was talking about this the other day. I was like, I really want to open a set going like, I'm not racist, but I wrote a joke from this. So it's, I'm not racist, but I really prefer the 100 meter to the 400 meter. Because it's over quicker. There's the athletes, and the hot guys in the 100 meter are fucking filthy hot, and they're black.
Yeah,
and I prefer black guys.
That's good. That's very good. I can't say that, although I do prefer black guys. Yeah, I've got to sort of keep that on the down low. You know what I'm saying?
My mum gets excited if I'm seeing a black guy.
Really?
Yeah,
because she knows you're getting ploughed.
Maybe that's why she's... No, I think it's more because she wants children who can actually tan, grandchildren. Like me and Katie can tan, my sister. I've had my skin checked for moles by some doctor. I had to stand in my underwear, and then we never went back to him. He never rechecked those moles.
Oh. Was that a nice experience, being checked for moles?
It was weird in that it was in a laneway, but
Sorry? Like in an office in a laneway, or just in a laneway?
No, it was just around the back of my dad's favourite pub. It said his mate knows moles really well, and just took some photos and never got back to me, so I'm guessing they're okay.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good that you had them checked as well. It's important. Skin cancer is a real thing.
Yeah, I'm being proactive.
Yeah. Do you remember the doctor's name?
Gaz?
Gaz. Right. Dr. Gaz.
Yeah, Gaz Molesey.
The big G popper, eh? the big fucking Thundercat in the alleyway. Just fucking. How old were you? I assume you were 14.
14, 15.
Yeah, good.
This was in an actual doctor's studio, but we did never go back. So
don't say doctor's studio.
So, yeah, it
makes it sound like he's recording a podcast. Yeah. We could be doctors.
All right, now over the shoulder. Now angry.
Angry. Look at me. Look angry. You've got skin cancer.
Doing a pap smear. Get angry. I'm doing a pap smear.
Right, that is the last mention of cervical cancer pap smears on this podcast.
But just normal, fun pap smears we can talk about to the cows come home.
What do you mean normal pap smears? I thought that was
the last mention, Maddie.
Oh no, now I need to know what the other type is. All I can think about is your cervix, and it's all just...
That's
and your cunt's haunted, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my cunt is haunted.
Tell me about that. Tell me about your abortion. I've never thought I'd say that and then get a woman laughing in my fucking kitchen. Jesus fucking Christ. So you killed a baby.
No, it wasn't a baby.
Oh, a fetus?
It was a ghoul.
What happened? Talk to me.
Basically, when a woman makes a mistake with a man that she doesn't like very much, she goes to the doctor, pees on a stick, and then goes to a place where Christians don't like very much. And then she has...
Sorry, Mum.
Yeah. Well, she tried with you, but it didn't work.
Nah.
So that's me clicking my knuckles.
I like to keep 10% of my income for myself.
What was mine then? Like 8.5% of my income? Yeah.
You should give something to Jesus. I feel
I
like
gave him a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's good. And I think he needed that.
Yeah. It's not getting much recognition these days.
Yeah. Sacrificing children.
Yeah.
In the name of the Lord.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was doing, but the people out the front were really angry with me.
Right, so you came to this abortion clinic and there were a bunch of protesters out the front. This was in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to take photos of you to blackmail you.
Okay.
But I just kind of got into it.
Did you pose?
Sasha Fierce.
Yeah. Any good photos or profile pic or
a couple.
Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, no, it was good. I got a couple of likes for them. That's
okay.
Nice. Got a bit of hate mail.
What was your caption on the photo?
Once you go fitness, you never go back.
You are actually disgusting. So you went to this clinic, obviously had it done. Afterwards, did you feel any regret or any sadness?
Not regret, but I was depressed. I'd make light of it now, but it was a really shit time. I was depressed for about 18 months.
Okay.
Yeah, took a lot of drugs.
That's not fun. Well, only way to solve depression, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Hang out with bikies, strippers, and get accused of being an undercover cop. Right. Literally, I had my dealer asking me if I was okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in a good place. But fun times now!
Fun times now. We're all having a laugh, and you can laugh at me, because I'll make jokes about killing babies. Hey!
Yeah, I was going to turn it into a musical.
Yeah, I shouldn't write songs about abortion.
That's going to be the first opening song.
Is it? Oh my god.
The title, I shouldn't write songs about abortion.
Yes. Oh my god, featuring Anna Spark at the O2.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's going to be good.
That will be so much fun.
Yeah.
So, what was your life like? It seems like in Australia you had a pretty hectic existence.
Yeah, it was up and down all around. Is this what it's like? Are we on Trisha or something?
We're not on Trisha. It's more like Dr. Phil, but I don't have a doctorate.
And I don't have any partner, or is he the father? Because it's no, because the baby's dead.
Because the baby's gone.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter who the father was.
Well, he's a fucking arsehole.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Thomas Byrne from Luton, if you're listening.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you named him. Oh my Lord. I didn't know we were going to get there so quick.
I'm very happy for him to be chucked under the bus.
Jesus.
Metaphorically, but I wouldn't.
You prefer him to get hit by a tram, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's one that's slowing down.
Yeah, that's good.
So he gets dragged under.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to see that, actually.
Yeah. I'd like to just hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's even creepier in ways.
Look, everything about this has been creepy, I'll be honest. But you said you were hanging out with bikies.
Yeah.
Why?
Not. It's just the way my life was. I was dating a famous Australian actor who's a lot older than me that I will not name on the show, but I will tell you who he is after the podcast.
Really? Well, I know him.
Yeah.
He's a guy in Grantley.
No, we're not going to do that. No, but I don't know who that is. We're not going to go. Look. Okay, it was.
It's Stephen Curry.
It was Dr. Carl from Neighbours.
It was Dr. Carl. Fucking hell.
And I was hanging out with him, and we were hanging out with this head biker guy of a gang, and
which gang? Which biker?
To be honest, was not. I never asked because it was not
important.
You just didn't ask that.
Okay, but you knew he was a part of a bikie gang.
Yeah, he came to the pub one time after, and then he just sat down. He was really depressed, and he just went, "Lost a good man today. It's a good boy."
Fuck.
And I was like, well, should we have a shot of whiskey for you or something? And do you have the drugs that you brought with you most of the time?
Oh my god, this is hectic. Yeah. I thought England was bad, but you've taken me to a whole new part of Australia. You made Melbourne bad, yeah. You're the reason there's so many Sudanese-based knife crime. You know?
Yeah. The police asked me if I could leave for a bit just to let it cool down.
It's a real hotbed around the areas of like Glen Waverley.
No, I'm in Fitzroy.
It's all a fucking hotbed.
They're like, look, we've got a stacked up amount of paperwork. If you could just leave for a couple of years, let us get through the paperwork because we know the crime rates will drop while you're gone. Yeah. And then we'll let you know when we've got through the fire.
Have you been arrested?
No.
You've never been in trouble with the police, yet you surrounded yourself with so much illegal activity. Tell me who accused you.
Someone doing drugs so he came out into this smoker's room and he stupidly was like, I'll give anyone $200 for a joint. And I was like, mate, I'll do you one better. I'll give you 2 joints for $100. And joke's on him because I only had enough for 1 joint and I just spread it out with tobacco and the weed I'd stolen off my father. So
that is good.
And then we were at a bar that he didn't realise I actually knew the owners of. I was a regular here, knew the managers and stuff, and I knew that there was this little private room that is it looks quite VIP, but anyone can get it if you book it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like I've rolled in the joints and I go up to him and I'm like, right, cool, $100 please. And he's like, can I just buy you a drink? And I'm like, oh, well, we've gone from $100 to $9.
Yeah.
And that is not a drop that I'm willing to make, my friend. And he's like, oh, come with me. He takes me upstairs thinking like, oh, she'll think we fucking own the joint. I'm like, I've been here plenty of times. I'm planning on coming here when the bar closes. Like, this is the room I'm going to be hanging out in until like 11 a.m. So, yeah, sure, play this game if you want to. So I play dumb and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just, I live really far away and I was actually going to use that money to be able to get a cab home. And it's the last bit of weed I have. So if you're not going to give me that amount of money, I'd rather just smoke that weed and like see if I can stay at a mate's house. And his friend, he told this guy, he was like in a puffy vest jacket with a baseball cap. He wore the puffy vest, I reckon, just to like fill up his ego to the edge of the puffy vest because he was a short little fucking fat guy that couldn't back it up. Anyway, so he's sitting down and he's like, are you serious? Why the fuck did you offer $100? And I'm thinking like, fair enough.
Fair enough. I'd be pretty annoyed as well.
I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. And he chucks the money at me. And it's like 250s on the floor, so like a little fucking peasant, I'm just like scrambling around, give me the money! And I go to leave, they're hanging out with some strippers up here, I go to leave, and they're like, no, you sit down. And I'm like, alright, sat down, and they're like, so who are you? And I'm like, I'm a spa. And they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a security officer. And he's like, where do you work? Where have you worked? And I'm like, oh, so, I'm Blue Diamond down the road. And he's like, oh yeah, Blue Diamond, what level is it on? I'm like, the top one. It's like the penthouse one. And he's like, it's 11. You'd know that if you worked there. And he kept on like doing these accusatory kind of questions until eventually I was thinking like, I already knew he thought I was undercover. Yeah. Because of the way he was talking. And then
you are a very big, intimidating woman. Like for people at home. Yeah. Anna is 6 foot.
6'1".
Anna is 6 foot of hell. If I came into Anna in a dark alleyway and I had a small pocket full of drugs, I would be scared like she had a sniffer dog, you know.
I would smell them.
Yeah, I know. You would. And you'd be intimidating. You wouldn't be afraid to ask for them. Don't have that if it's going to make you cough, because it's going to be unpleasant listening.
Alright, I'll finish the story and then I'll have some. So...
I can go and get the small one for you, but
yes,
continue
please.
the story.
No, I'll wait.
No, continue the story, because we don't edit this shit.
Oh, okay. Alright, so basically, so this stripper was sitting next to me and she was like on my side the whole time, going like, leave her alone, stop asking her questions. Until eventually he goes, you know what? I'm going to ask you this because I know legally you have to tell the truth. I'm like, okay. And he's like, are you an undercover? And I was like, I knew you were going to ask that. And he's like, and then the stripper suddenly goes like, oh my God, how did you know he was going to ask that? No, I don't know whether to trust you or not. And I'm like, one, no, I'm not. And two, I wouldn't have to answer that. I wouldn't have to answer that truthfully. He's like, yes you do. And I'm like, you think that the police force put millions of dollars into undercover operations, but all the mafia bosses have to do is go, oh yeah, Gary, before we hire you, just a quick question. Are you an undercover? Shit. Gotcha. Off you go then, didn't pass the interview. Good one, good try though, good try. That doesn't fucking work though. And it's like, also, this is entrapment if I am an undercover. I've sold you drugs. What am I going to arrest you for? The 2 lines of coke you've got on that shitty little table. I'm going to make friends with you. I'm going to wait until I find out who you bought the coke off. Then I'm going to wait to find out who he buys the coke off. And then I'm going to find out how they're fucking getting the coke into Victoria. And then I'm going to pull my badge out. I'm not going to buy... Not for 2 joints overpriced to $100. Anyway, so I got the $100, got downstairs and told my friend that was the bar manager that I was being accused of being a narc, and she found it so funny that she gave me a skittle bomb.
Oh, that's nice. It's a nice way to end the night.
It was real. The night did not end. But
I don't feel like the night ever ends with you. I feel like your life is just one big night. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
You sleep in between them.
I'm always surprised by the sun.
Yeah. I turn the lights on and you got a little fucking...
what the fuck?
Like I just fucking tasered
you. Are they calling last call already? Jesus.
Are we getting kicked out? I fucking hope not.
It's like, oh, you just bought a pint. Get one now, Maddie, go to the bar now.
So where did this attitude, this hardcore attitude towards a never-ending sesh come from?
Probably the coming to from the abortion.
Really?
Yeah.
Hectic. So you weren't a big party animal before then?
I partied a little bit, but like just as much as my friends. Just normal, like...
And they were pretty boring. I've met some of your friends. Pretty boring.
My Aussie mates, actually they don't do it like I do.
No.
Yeah, but like they don't really. A lot of the people that I used to hang out with in Manchester, in the area that I'm moving out of, they try and tell me what a sesh is, and I just bite my tongue.
Oh my gosh, I've had the funniest experience. I had this English guy who I'd met like twice, and he was like, oh, you boys gonna be able to keep up tonight? Like all this jazz, and I was just like, you actually have no idea what you're even saying. And it was like 5:30 in the morning, I'm pouring everyone whiskeys at home, and this guy's like, please just let me go to bed. I was like, thought we're having a sesh, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, conversation? Is this not the sesh?
Oh my God, if you haven't come to, not as in come out of sleep, like come to present mind on a random's balcony while planning a food truck business with 2 people you've never met before, with your only friend that's actually just a mutual friend of yours with someone else passed out on a couch, and that's the only familiar face you know in a party of 12 people, and it's Tuesday and you started on Friday, then you have not fucking seshed.
No, you haven't done it.
I used to get used to sleep deprivation hallucinations. Like I knew what they were. I'd be talking to my friend, I'd be like, there's a man behind you, but I know it's not real, so it's fine, let's go.
There's a man behind you. And then one day the man is real. And I'm like, and it's the father of your child.
And it's the undercover call. It's Thomas Byrne from Luton, who said he was from North London. He thought he lied to me about being from North London. Then it came out.
But this was in Australia, but he was English.
He was backpacking. Yeah.
That's so gross. Fuck you, Thomas Byrne.
Yeah.
Hopefully this finds him.
Byrne spelled Byrne.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I hate that spelling.
Well, I just wanted to make sure your listeners know exactly how to spell.
Track him down and call him a scumbag.
Yeah.
Every guy from England seems like a scumbag.
Yeah, well, he left the day I found out I was pregnant and like refused to pay for half of it for like 6 months. Called me a drama queen and
a drama queen
for asking for $100. Yeah, well, God,
asking for $100. Did you give him 2 joints?
You owe me.
Hang on, I'm confused about who fathered this show. Was it the guy? Too many stories.
Things got weird in that room.
Too much intersection.
So an abortion in Melbourne costs $200.
Yeah.
So I wanted 100.
Oh, you wanted to pay for half the abortion, not half the child's life.
No, because it wasn't a life.
Oh, right. Okay.
And it wasn't a child.
Right.
It was a choice.
You do keep saying that over and over again, but I'm not sure we're going to see eye to eye on this, but I don't judge
Well,
you.
you'll never see eye to eye with the child, because
No.
it never developed eyeballs, because it's not a fucking human. It's a parasite. But
My
abortion
goodness.
jokes never get old, though, do they?
No, they really don't. And children never get old once they've been aborted.
Or once they've just been chucked into the canal because you're sick of their bullshit. Enough with the Xbox! Splash.
I wouldn't even get to the point where the kid could say Xbox. It would just be enough
No,
of the
I'm
crying.
shouting that at the kid. Not the kid going, enough of my Xbox!
No, but like, even if a kid knew what an Xbox was, it's too late. You know what I mean?
because it's your Xbox.
I know. Don't touch my Xbox. You know, Craig, the name of my
Craig.
son.
Oh,
I'm going to have 4 boys. They're going to be Phil, Craig, Steve, and Graham.
Why?
Graham,
You just
Craig,
want them
Phil,
all
and
to be accountants.
No, I want them to be men. And those are
Craig.
manly names.
No, I'm calling my son Maverick.
Yeah, that's retarded because
No.
at one point Maverick is going to become an adult.
You're going to have a baby called Craig
I know, but then I'm going to have a son, an actual adult called Craig.
who's going to hate you because he's called Craig.
He'll go out into the world and he'll be a fucking man.
In the 21st century, Craig is not a respected name.
No.
What were the other ones? Graham, my uncle calls Graham.
Graham,
Graham,
Phil,
so I can-
Philip.
Phil is someone who's going to get divorced twice.
I don't care. At least he loved and lost twice.
He never loved. They married him for money because he's a rich accountant.
Good for him.
Then he lost it all in the settlement. And now he's a broke,
And the other one's
balding man.
Steve. He's going to be a plumber.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm okay with Steve.
Because I
Maverick,
block
like
up the
Maverick.
bogs on the regular, you know what I mean? So if I have a son that's a plumber, then, you know.
Well, my son's full name, because my dad's called Gregory, but me and my sister call him Gregorius as a joke. So my son's second name's going to be Gregorius.
That's beautiful. So
So
you're just
Maverick
basically
Gregorius.
making jokes out of your children's lives.
Oh yeah.
I'm so thankful you aborted.
Well, I bought that one. I'm gonna have 4. Two biological, 2 adopted.
So when are you going to start making proper babies?
Once I'm established, like a family unit. Like,
Okay. And how are you going to get there? What's the plan?
I'm just gonna. I've decided planning anything other than your career, and even then, sometimes you just need to just keep on making decisions that make you happy and stable, both mentally and financially, and then eventually things will fall into place. But if you seek out stuff like husband and child, then you're probably going to end up in a sad place because you're going to rush it. So it's whoever works. Like there's a really nice guy in my life at the moment. Maybe, but like I've only gone on a date with him once, but he's actually really fucking nice. He actually listens. It's crazy, and he's interested in my opinion. No one's interested in my opinion.
I know.
I know, right? We talked on the phone for 3 hours last night.
That's unbelievable.
We ended up falling asleep together on the phone.
Oh my god. That literally makes me feel sick.
Yeah.
Hearing that you're so happy, it makes me feel
I don't trust men at all. So I'm like, oh, maybe, but probably not. like kind of thinking like, he's probably going to screw me over soon. Like set the timer.
Yeah. There's got to be a time in the future. I feel like women always have that expectation because men are such dirtbags that, you know, it's only going to be so good for so long, and then you'll find out something and be like, I fucking knew it.
Yep.
So now I've just basically resorted to, I will be so upfront and so honest with you about everything. I don't really care about your feelings because it doesn't matter. If it's the truth, you can't be angry at me. So I'll just tell you the truth, and if you'd like to stick around, well, happy days. And that seems to have worked very well in the current situation, you know? Just tell it exactly like it is.
That's the thing. That's actually what this guy, I won't name him, but this guy said to me last night, was like, one of the reasons why he likes me is because I'm so honest, and you don't actually find that with people these days. I think it's because of social media and stuff like that. We've been taught to, you know, put a filter on it and, you know, like make people think certain things. So we're just kind of like lying to ourselves and everyone else all the time. So it's actually very difficult for people to accept you turning around and going, nah, I think what you just said is fucked. And that doesn't mean that we have to have an argument. It just means that I disagree with you. And like, it doesn't mean that we have to not be friends anymore. People don't understand that offense is not a new emotion, like in comedy. When
offense is not even an emotion.
Yeah, well, yeah, a reaction. It's not new, and everyone, you have the right to be offended, but someone has the right to say whatever they want to say, and if it offends you, it doesn't. You don't have the right to silence them. And it's also the same thing with like, you have the right to disagree with someone and then continue on the friendship, just knowing that that is something that you'll never see eye to eye on.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Weird.
That's something that you probably don't hear very often.
No.
And I care about your opinion.
Well, don't lie to me.
That was false. I'm sorry. I don't. But I do want to know, because I feel like you're a smart and focused individual. Is there a grand plan for this trip to England? Like, what do you hope to get out of this? Obviously, you're doing stand-up comedy now. You run your own night at Joshua Brooks.
Thank you.
What is the grand plan?
I'm going to have my own talk show one day.
You need to speak up.
I'm going to have my own talk show.
Okay, right.
And I'm going to have my own sitcom, and I'm going to write for other people as well, and I'm going to tour the world.
Interesting. And how are we going to get there?
I'm going to slowly conquer the North, like a Game of Thrones character.
Okay.
And do podcasts and stuff. Next year I'm doing Edinburgh Fringe, and I want to win something.
Okay. Again, you need to speak up.
I want to win something.
Dreams.
It's just I like, these are kind of my secret plans that I tell people when I'm not being recorded.
Right.
That I know of. Who knows? I'm an undercover.
Yeah, you are. You're always being recorded. Every chat we've ever had.
By my own wire.
But so the talk show idea, do you know what the talk show is going to look like, or it's just
basically like one of those kind of talk shows where a comedian has chats with people, but I want to have a later night slot so I can swear if I want to, not all the time, but and actually talk about real shit. Like I'd love to be able to have honest conversations, because I think it's also us, it's particular types of personalities in Australians. Not all Australians manage this, but we managed to get people comfortable enough to tell us whatever, and that's not in a devious way. Like I don't have any memory left from my 18 months of going on a bender.
Yeah.
So it's not as though I'm going to be taking on people's secrets and being like, haha, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
But people will just suddenly like tell me their heartfelt story of something that happened to them, and they've never told anyone this before. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I've never told anyone. I'm in a smoker's room, a void in the gay village. And I'm like, yeah, no, me neither. I just asked you, how's your night been?
I didn't want to know the story about your mum and your fucking auntie cooking up with your dad.
Your sister's actually your mum, and you only found out like 3 months ago, but your brother doesn't know yet, and you're still like,
and you're vegan and you don't even want to be.
yeah. You just realise that the way you've been eating the past month has accidentally been vegan. You've accidentally been vegan.
Yeah. And now you can't go back. Like, you've bought a t-shirt and you're like, I'm fucking in too deep. It was like the Coney 2012 thing. I jumped right on the Coney
and they go, and look what I found this morning, and it's just one solitary dread that they've got a bead in and they can't remember making.
And you're like, that's matted hair.
Yeah.
You look like a sheep.
Yeah, and but they're just going vegan. It's a disease. But yeah, no, basically like people just say, and I would like a talk show, maybe not in a live audience way, maybe in a, not like carpool karaoke, but that kind of private atmosphere when you're hanging out with someone.
Like this.
Yeah, and then getting people to, Khloe Kardashian to admit that OJ's her dad.
That would be fun. If you could do that.
She's in denial of it, isn't she? But she looks like him.
I know.
OJ's her dad.
I know. You need to speak up though.
OJ's her dad. OJ's Khloe Kardashian's dad. Sorry, Khloe, you're my favourite one, but OJ's your dad.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The big scoops on the Kardashians live on the Giggle Gang podcast.
TMZ's going to be on to this in like 2 minutes.
So do you feel weird being in this country as an Australian? Have you noticed the benefits of being here and not having their fucking retarded accent?
Do you remember that I'm half English and grew up here?
No. Same with you, I don't remember a lot of things you say, and most of it I'd like to forget.
Yeah, fair enough, me too. No, I'm half English, so I grew up here, so I've got half of their shitty accent. Yeah. I quite like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But you're around Manc accents.
Yeah, I know. Where are the good accents? That sounds is exactly what I expected.
Well, I really like a Lancashire accent.
Okay, like further up, like Preston.
Yeah, well, they're kind of like, they're just, it's a bit more kind of country, like, because Manchester's quite close to Lancashire, I'm pretty sure.
Manchester is in Lancashire.
Thank you.
For the
I'm
girl
from down south.
For the girl that grew up here, she doesn't know shit.
We basically just go from beyond the wall, we don't give a shit.
That's right. That's
And
right.
Kent's got a wall around it, and I'm from Kent. Hasn't got a wall around it, but...
Because you're a massive cunt. Whereabouts in Kent, Margate?
Seven Oaks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but it's actually 2.5 oaks since the hurricane of 1986.
Haven't planting any more trees. We've got houses to build. Council estates.
No.
No?
Mansions.
Mansions?
It's a very rich area. We were poor, but it's very rich area.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know why you keep trying to convince me you're poor. You've rocked up in ripped tights, New Balance trainers, and a bloody, just an absolute shit show. You really are. I don't know how you pull it off, though.
I don't pull it off.
What do you mean?
It looks awful.
Yeah, you do look awful. That's what I wanted to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's... Yeah,
But like, I
even,
still have you here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could have turned you away.
Well, you're the one that...
I'm in my house, though. Think about that. Yeah.
You came out of your house to meet me at the gate.
And did I give a flying fuck?
No, did I?
I've noticed. I fucking noticed.
At least I put a watch on, so, you know, I knew I was an hour late.
Right. Let's get back to the actual topic of conversation, because you are one of the best guests at derailing everything I wanted to do today.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be you were one of the best guests.
No. No, definitely not.
Just stop it there.
I've had a much better.
Can you edit that bit? No.
I don't edit this shit because I don't have time. I'm fucking busy. How did you get into comedy, Anna Sparks? What made you think that this was something that you could actually do?
My friends told me to do it.
Really?
And I'm a sucker for peer pressure. And and I'm good.
Hmm?
They were right. So I kept doing it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So when did you first get up on stage?
18.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been doing it for
Straight
fucking
out of
years,
Compton.
like
8,
7 years.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's as long as I've been doing radio.
But I've had years off for benders.
Okay, that's fair enough. You've always got to take time off for benders.
Yeah,
I do say
exactly.
that.
Scratching your balls.
Yeah, well, fucking, they're a bit itchy. You know what I mean? You know,
I just keep on eyeing that whiskey up.
You're not having any whiskey.
Oh, come on.
All right, maybe we will have a whiskey later.
Well, I have a whiskey now while we're chatting about how I got into comedy.
Right, you tell me about writing your first set, and I'll pour you a straight whiskey.
Okay, you're going to love this. So I was working in a call centre selling electricity because apparently people sell it at different rates. It's such a fucking bullshit. Selling my soul, really. But so I had a mate there that ran. Thank you. That's nice 1.5 inches. Love it. And that's Maddie's dick I'm talking about. My mate who worked there was like, I run a night. Would you like me to book your spot? I'm like, that would be great. I'd been thinking about doing it for about 3 months.
Okay.
And so he's like, all right, booked 2 weeks. You've got 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, I wrote down all these jokes, and it was mainly like high school stuff. To be honest, some of it was I still think is pretty funny, but I wouldn't say it on stage anymore. But like, for example, I said, one time a girl, because I went to a girls' school, one time a girl spread her period on the mirror in the girls' toilets, and everyone was so grossed out, but I was annoyed because she'd missed the opportunity to spread it in the form of my chamber of secrets has been opened.
Yeah. Which
I just thought was inconsiderate and a mistake creatively. But yeah, and I talk about stuff like that. I am funnier since then, but...
Yeah, because that's just fucking disgusting. And I would never do cheap comedy.
I got heckled
like
on it the first night, and she said, a girl from the back was like, that's gross. And I'm like, yeah, it is gross. Have you not had your period, sweetheart? But the clincher was, when I got there, it wasn't a comedy night, it was an acoustic music night.
Oh, beautiful. No, those are perfect. I love those gigs.
Yeah, and Danny knew that I was doing stand-up. So I was going on... first act was a lesbian with a guitar. Mm-hmm. Second act was a guy with dreads. Then it was me. Then it was a guy with dreads. Then it was a lesbian with dreads with a guitar.
Right.
What
were the other guys with dreads doing? Playing music?
Oh, they were all playing on the acoustic guitar. I don't know why they even brought they should have just had one for the bar.
Yeah.
Because everyone brought their own. And it was just like there was a mouldy old couch, a stack of acoustic guitars in one corner, and then 25 of my high school mates jammed on some fucking bar stools on the other side. It was literally the divide. 6 people there to see acoustic music, 25 rowdy teenagers there to see one person do their first 5 minutes. And so
best gig of your fucking life.
it did actually go down fairly well.
Because it's all your friends.
Well, yeah, that we weren't. But no, the people on the couch liked it too.
Okay.
Because a couple of them came up to me after the show and was like, oh, you should do a gig at Lala's, which is a nightclub.
Okay.
They're like, do you do gigs much there? And I'm like, no, I've actually only just been allowed to drink. So, no, I did 2 tequila shots before I went on stage.
Hectic. You're crazy. And now you're drinking straight whiskey in my kitchen. Oh.
Bells, yes.
Do you like that? I literally hate it. It's sat there for months. That is disgusting watching you do that.
It's really woody. I like it.
Ugh, it's actually gross. So do you have a drinking problem? Have you acknowledged it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
But I am cutting back.
That is not true.
Well, not here.
Okay.
And not yesterday.
Not any time I've ever seen you ever.
But I didn't drink Saturday night.
Because you were
or
sick.
Sunday. Yeah.
That's not cutting back. If you're unwell, it's...
I didn't drink Thursday night at Joshua Brooks. I did the whole night sober.
Okay.
And I could have gotten cheap drinks.
Do you know what that's like, right? That's like me saying I'm cutting back on wanking, but I've just been having fuckloads more sex. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't played with myself in about a week and a half.
I've come back to wanking. I had 3 months off.
Really? You took 3 months off wanking?
Well, it just happens. Wanking's, like, I think I wore myself out as a teenager, and now as an adult, I'm like, if I'm not having sex and I'm a bit depressed, I won't wank. If I like someone and I don't get to see them for a bit, then I'll be more likely to wank.
Interesting.
But I won't wank about them.
Right. Who do you wank about?
I just watch porn or something.
Okay. Interesting.
Danny Daniels mostly.
Danny Daniels.
Yeah, have you watched her?
No.
Oh, God. I follow her on Instagram as well. She's great. She's just a great person. I like her. I think as a female, you do actually have to like the porn stars. Like, as a person, I feel like I could... If I saw her on the street, I would just go up to her and be like, love your work. Love everything you've been in, from lesbian to BDSM, you just nail it every time. And your Instagram account is great, and your bulldogs are cute, and you've got a great ass. So, happy days, have a wonderful life.
I feel like there's a whole dimension of the world that I'm missing out on that has been unlocked by you.
Yeah, she's great.
Jesus Christ.
I used to like Remy Lacroix, but then she got really bitchy, and Danny Daniels and her had a feud, and I took Danny Daniels' side. I didn't really follow why, but Danny Daniels said that Remy apparently was really shit to work with, and she was a bit of an asshole and a bit of a bitch. And then Remy kind of like quit porn and got really snarky about all of these other girls that were in it that she'd licked out. You know, you'd think there'd be some kind of loyalty there.
Yeah.
But no, there wasn't. And Danny kind of just like put her hand up and went, we all knew this. Catch you later. And I'm like, bitch, I love a storm out. I'm going to take the storm out.
I've never followed the politics in porn ever, and I feel like I've watched it for a little while.
Oh, it's pretty interesting when you start to like read interviews and stuff. Like James Dean, I used to really like him, and then he got like, apparently he's been very kind of sexually assaulty. Like, it's not confirmed or anything, but very nasty and inappropriate. And it's, I think, to be classified as inappropriate in the porn industry,
yeah,
you would have to be crossing some fucking boundaries.
You have to be invading Kant's personal space.
Yeah, like in the makeup room or something, like, for them to...
Let me just finger you while you put your foundation on, love.
Yeah, exactly.
Just warm you up, warm your engines up, let me rev it.
God, like, fucking didn't sound like that.
I don't know what accent he's got, but like that
American.
would be what I'd be like if I was allowed in there, if I was let loose on the scene. But I'm just here scratching my balls in my kitchen, you know what I mean? That's about as much action as I get.
You're sexually harassing yourself.
Yeah, basically, you know.
But he actually, it was interesting, before that came out, and when I still kind of followed him a bit, in an interview that he had, he said porn's kind of ruined the intimacy in his life because he needs cameramen. Like, imagine it's like, oh, I tried to consummate my marriage, but without Barry, the boom guy there, I just couldn't come. I just couldn't do it. Like,
Because they do, they feel comfortable.
yeah, they've been so used to it being a public display already. So he apparently was in the middle of a threesome with two gorgeous girls at a Hollywood party and no one was there. And he had to leave because he felt too vulnerable. He felt like the girls were seeing too much of him.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's hectic.
yeah.
I feel like the adult industry is like such a like sad place in a way. Like everyone sort of comes off like they're really happy, like sex workers and porn stars and all that. But at the end of it, it's not natural. Like nothing about it is normal.
Yeah, I think you do have to have the right mindset. Danny Daniels does. She's in a very happy marriage and still does porn. And I think also there's like Belladonna. She used to do hectic stuff, and then she noticed that it was starting to affect her mental health, so she pulled back and now just directs. So it's like if you're aware, it's like with comedy, you have to be aware of how much you're giving up to a crowd, how much you're giving away about yourself. And if it's starting to bring you down, that's one of the reasons why I took a year and a half off comedy. Because obviously, I was selling out the Apollo and stuff, but I needed to take time for myself.
Yeah, that's right. It's important.
Yeah. But I was like, I just was a very anxious person, very depressed. And
It's not all about selling out arenas, Anna.
No, it's also about you.
That's right.
Looking after yourself.
Falling in love with yourself.
Yeah,
Interesting podcast that I think you could listen to that I've done is the one I did with Tuesday Tony. It's very introspective, all about self-love and,
Yeah, well, he's been very helpful to me about like going through a bit of shit recently, and like he's a bloody legend, that man.
He really is.
Yeah.
So what's your, like, obviously you've started up this night at Joshua Brooks.
Yeah.
Do you find...
With Tuesday Tony.
With Tuesday Tony, correct. Do you find that you have a passion for fostering young talent and young comedians? Is that something that interests you?
Now I do. I didn't really realise I had one before because I never ran a night. I wanted to run one in Melbourne, but it never came up.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the launch night of Joshua Brooks, when I was emceeing, so I was standing to the side and I was just watching people either do new stuff or do their first set, and seeing the crowd get excited for other comedians, and like it felt great because comedians shouldn't be competitive. We should be supportive because you're not doing someone else's material.
Yep.
If we're all going up with the same script, can you stop interrupting me with your bug?
Sorry.
Please, I'm trying to emote, okay? This is a process for me to open up like this.
I want to tell you to go fuck yourself, but I don't think it's appropriate.
I'm a very private person.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and this is taking whiskey and dark fruit to get this out, okay?
Yeah.
So don't waste it.
Okay.
Please laugh. Oh, good thing. Also, weird thing. When I'm having a panic attack, the only way I can break myself out of it is if I make someone else laugh.
Interesting.
It's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? People try and make you laugh when they try and cheer you up, and I think comedians kind of want to go like, deflect! Deflect! Made you laugh. Oh, I can pretend again. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one to real human emotion there.
I'm okay with myself again. Oh my god.
I know who I am. I'm the clown. I'm the clown.
Yes.
I'm the desk. I'm the clown.
Oh my god, I'm really happy. I'm so happy. Oh my god, I made them happy. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh. Fuck. That was a close one.
But yeah.
Don't ever go quiet again. Oh.
No, please. No space in between sounds. Ever.
If there's ever any dead air, I'll kill myself. Oh, how we joke. Jesus Christ. But no, tell me about how it made you feel when they were on stage. That was where you were going.
Love it. Just because I think there should be more opportunity for there's some venues that I found when I first started doing open mics in Manchester that I felt some were really good, some were really encouraging. Some the audience was just comedians, which is still fun, but you can't be preaching to the choir. You need to actually learn from audience members who don't know you, whether you're funny or not, or whether that joke needs work. And then some, like, I'm not going to name names, but there's a particular night that puts on pros first and leaves all the open spots for the very end of the night. So the room's pretty much everyone's left. And these people are waiting just to do a spot when all those organisers would have to do would be to speckle it in between like a normal night and give people the opportunity. Because Lee Mack once did his first gig Like Michael McIntyre once did his first gig. Sarah Millican once did their first gig. If they start encouraging new comedians, they may be able to be the venue that gets to say, oh, we had Matty Shaw on for his first ever gig. But instead they're just making people feel like they're just second rate. And it's like, we're the ones doing the 9-5s. The pros are getting to go back to their fucking apartment and go and sleep in. Put them on later.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you. Most people do.
Yeah. Well, again, I didn't want to say it, but you made a jolly good point. But in comedy in general, do you feel like I view it as if comedy's doing well, I'm doing well. If more people are going to consume more comedy, there's more opportunities for them to consume my comedy. Yeah. And if I'm there being like, oh, so-and-so shit, don't go see him, then it's like, well, why would I go and see comedy? You know what I mean? Like you're cheapening not the art form, but you're cheapening the product. Yeah.
There shouldn't be just one good comedian out of 5. Like if every comedian on that night gets at least a decent laugh out of the audience who absolutely kills it, then the audience is going to go, God, why don't we go to more live comedy? Like, why don't we go to more open mics? This is fun.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, absolutely, completely. And to encourage others, like, so like when you see like I posted a meme today, as you know, I'm known to do. But it wasn't it was a tweet, but it was like one of those meme tweets, and it was like, your circle should clap for you. When you've got good news, they should give you a round of applause. If your circle doesn't do this, get a new circle. And it's the same thing with comics. Like there's some points in comedy I've only had this in Melbourne, but I'd get a paid gig, or I'd get to, like I did Dave O'Neill's night, I was one of the minor supports for Tommy Little, one of mine, which Aussies will know who he is, but I don't know whether many English people will. And when I told my friends in the comedy scene that exciting news, they would just be like, well, how the hell did you get that gig? And it was like, well, why is it an accusatory tone? Like, because Dave O'Neill thought I was funny. Yeah. That's how I got the gig. It's not him saying you're not funny. It's just him saying that he found me funny. That's not... Those two sentences don't...
Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're in two different races.
Yeah.
I'm just racing against myself because I'm in a league of my own.
That's right.
Maybe it's that attitude that gets them.
I know, it gets them offside. I like that attitude though, because that's the attitude that I have. So it's like, when people say things like that, like it turns some people off. They're like, oh, she's a bit up herself. I'm like, oh yeah, she's going to do some shit. You know, she believes in herself enough to say she's going to do it. Now all she's got to do is actually do it. That's the hard bit. Yeah. Like, well, the hard bit's saying you're going to do it, because then when you don't do it, you look like a tit.
Yes.
So it's God. Like...
It's terrifying, the idea of not achieving.
When you be like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, then, you just say you just do what you were going to say you were going to do.
Or, when I was really depressed, my plan was to kill myself.
Okay.
And then people would say, God, she was going to do all these things. And they never knew that I was going to fail.
That is concerning.
That was way back when I was really, really depressed.
That's a fucking dark place.
Yeah.
How did you get out of that?
I realised that I was coming down real hard and saw 4 different psychs and went on antidepressants.
Wow. And that was how it, like, so you were gone basically. Without the help of others and medication, you were in a bad place.
Yeah. My mum gave me the best analogy for it, because like for ages I tried to pretend to be happy and tried to do all the normal things, but then I'd just go and take drugs to kind of supplement the happiness. So it's like, oh, well, I'm high, so clearly everything's fine. Yeah. I'm not going to think about what's going to happen 4 days from now when I'm not high anymore and don't have any money for any more drugs. Such a good time in my life. And me, my mum and my sister all scuba dive. Mm-hmm. And so when you scuba dive, you got obviously your oxygen tank, and then you got your weight belt, and then you've got your buoyancy jacket. So your weight belt's meant to bring you down, obviously, and your buoyancy jacket you fill and empty with air depending on what level you want in the 30 feet zone underwater. Mm-hmm. So, and to keep you level so that you're swimming at a horizontal thing, you don't want to get your feet dragging along the bottom. And so mum's like, basically right now, Anna, all you have is a weight belt on. If you take antidepressants, you're putting on a buoyancy jacket, so you can stop hitting every rock and bit of coral along the bottom that's just going to make you more and more depressed, because everything, small things that make me cry, like missing my train. I'd just have, like, I'd have a panic attack over a text message, and it was like it's just nothing. It was like the way it's described, because I'd explode with anger or sadness, well mostly anger, with my family over the smallest of things, and I described to them, I was like, I am a cup full of water. The stress is at the top. You put one drop in there, and I'm overflowing. Yeah. So you'd say, oh, Anna, can you stack the dishwasher? And I'm tired because I'm depressed, because having depression is exhausting. I'll just explode. So she's like, well, instead of hitting every small little thing, you can start to concentrate on the big things. What's actually going to worry you? Is it that big coral wall that's coming up on the right, or is it the drop off on the left? And then, so when I took antidepressants, it numbs you, but you start to realize what is making you sad and what isn't the actual issue. It's not my job, even though I'm being shit at my job because I'm depressed. It's the people, the person that I know from there is upsetting me or something. You can't think straight when you're depressed. You think it's everything. Yeah.
And it's also as well, there's so many overwhelming emotions that you're fighting with inside your own mind. Yeah. That, like any other, as you said, any other external influence is just like, bang, just like rocks you around the other way. Yeah. Recently I ate a ghost pepper. Okay.
And this is going to tie in with what you just said.
I'm fucking excited.
So a ghost pepper is the third hottest chili in the world. Right. And I did it on a dare, and you just, eating it isn't the hard part. It's the next 45 minutes afterwards where your lips don't want to touch your mouth, your gums don't want to touch your cheeks, your tongue that wants to be ripped out of your throat, and you're starting to get stomach pains, and a lot of bile, a lot of spit, a lot of sweat. And there'd been this guy at the pub, this was at a beer garden, my mates had dared me to do it, who always pecked my head. He was one of these guys that just won't shut up, and he says stupid shit that it's not a conversation starter. Like, I had his jumper from ages ago, and I've been telling him to come pick it up for ages and ages. I'm sorry if I'm sniffy as well, because I've got a cold. Anyway, and he'd always bring it up. He goes, where's my jumper? At my fucking house, mate. I've told you. I've given you opportunities. I brought it to the city to give it to you. You didn't come pick it up. Brought it to the city twice. Didn't come pick it up from my house. Didn't, basically going on for ages, until eventually it was all he brought up whenever I saw him. So I'd eaten this ghost pepper, and I was in so much pain. And he started pecking my head again, and I finally reacted the way that I want to react to bullshit for the rest of my life. I just went, not now, dealing with my own crap. With enough power that he actually went, okay, and left me alone. I'm like, oh my God, I found the secret to going through bullshit. If you're ever about to dump someone and you know that they're an emotionally manipulative person, eat a ghost pepper. Eat a ghost pepper just before, and any bullshit that comes out of their mouth, you'll be like, no, not having it. Fuck off. Unless you've got a glass of milk for me, I'm not fucking interested. Get out of my life. And after calling in sick after an hours of work the next day and a lot of diarrhea, I realised that I learned something from that experience.
And what did you learn?
I learned that a cold towel with ice cubes between your ass cheeks isn't always enough, and don't deal with bullshit.
That is beautiful. That is a beautiful story. I wish we could end it there, but we've got a few more minutes left to go.
That's fine.
What is the plan for the rest of this year for you?
I'm not going to have a single other ghost pepper.
Okay.
And I'm going to gig more. I'm hoping to buy my friend's car off her when she's moving to Australia.
So you can drive me to gigs?
Yeah, I want to do more in Liverpool, Newcastle, Bolton, Birmingham.
Sweet. Take me to open for you.
Yeah, always. We'll go around the north.
Fucking Aussie.
Yeah, Aussies on tour.
Yeah, get the VB.
And I'm going to write my Fringe show for next year. I've been talking to Dan about this. You should consider it. Are you going to do Fringe next year?
Yes.
So we should get a house or an apartment, so it's cheaper rent. Are you doing free Fringe?
I don't know.
I think that's the best option. It's the only way you can truly either break even or something. Otherwise you've got to actually pay the venue outright before you even know whether you're going to sell any tickets.
Okay. I don't know much about the Fringe, that's my problem. I'm hoping that someone like you will educate me on what needs to be done. Say you need to do this, this and this, and I'll be like, okay, and then I'll just do it.
I'll try. Well, you know the two that Tom B and Andrew who do I went and stayed with them for a few days. They'll be able to tell us how to get our flyers done and stuff. But basically with Free Fringe, you have a room and you just ask for money at the end. you like book it and stuff, and you fly her and you try and. I think you have to pay a little bit of money for the room, but not as much, not the extortionate fees that places like theatres actually do. Anyway, but yeah, I want to do Free Fringe, a show called Holy Fetus, and do more podcasts and stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted to get a pygmy hedgehog, but
what does that have to do with anything?
It's just been a dream of mine.
Okay.
And you can get them here. You can't get them in Australia.
Is it offensive to ask what a pygmy hedgehog is?
Well, it's not a person, so I don't think it is offensive.
Okay.
It's a breed of hedgehog, but it's a South African breed, so they're small, they're dwarf, and I
think I might have a picture of one.
Yeah, you can domesticate them, but they're a difficult animal to keep, though. You have to really read up on them because they don't hibernate like English hedgehogs. So you have to keep them warm enough, because if they hibernate, they may die.
Right.
They're also carnivores, so you give them cat food and stuff. You can't be one of those fucking assholes that gives your cat vegan food because you're a vegan.
Is that one of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pygmy hedgehog.
That's Danielle, as you know.
Yes, I do.
We were at this like shop in Asia, and she found this hedgehog.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to pick, and I want to call it Nelson, like Nelly, like Nelson Mandela, because he's a South African and he's going to be kept in a cage most of his life. And yeah, it's going to be cute. I'm going to call it Lil Slice is its gangster name.
Lil Slice.
Yeah, and it's just going to chill out with me, be a cute little.
Where would you buy one from? Just any pet shop, or
you can get them through like I've looked online and stuff like Gumtree and shit. People sell them. I don't know. I don't think every pet shop would have them. I want to look into it.
The pet shop over the road has chinchillas.
I do like chinchillas as well. I think I might become one of those crazy. If I'm a spinster, I'm not going to be one of those people with 19 cats. I'm going to have like 12
different
miscellaneous
types of animals. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I have kids, I want to live out in Healesville. Yeah. And I want to have a big property, and I want to have a goat, and a pig, and a parrot. And I'm going to teach the parrot swear words in other languages.
Okay.
And then I want to have a dog called Mate and a cat called Darling. That's my dream. And a lake. I'm going to excavate a lake and have like fish that we can eat, like an actual like population of fish, so you can fish in your own fucking lake. How great would that be? Balcony from your bedroom, just in the morning.
What are the fish going to eat?
Oh, we'll feed them something.
I don't think you've really thought this through. You're not really much of a wildlife person.
No, I have, because you get shallow pools around the edge of the lake, and the shallow pools you put particular kind of plants in it, so you actually have a natural filtration system, and then you can irrigate your water underneath the lake and on the top of your house to heat and cool your water more eco. I have thought about this, mate. I know the floor plan. When I'm upset, I walk through my dream home.
That is beautiful. And how far off the dream home are we?
Fairway.
Okay. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Since I literally came in and said, hey, do you have any soft drinks? I don't have any money. I don't think I'm up to the point of buying land in Healesville just yet. If anyone wants to know what Healesville like, it's like on the wet side of the mountain in Victoria, where that's what me and my sister want to buy. And
is it near Dandenong?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And near on the way to the Black Spur.
Right.
Yeah, but it's on the wet side, which gives us some hope that we won't get killed by bushfires. But a lake, it's not a pool. In bushfires, obviously, you get boiled alive in your pool. But a lake, I feel like you could possibly survive.
Yeah. If you all go and jump in the lake during the bushfire.
Yeah, like my husband's trying to get the kids. I'm just trying to get the goat. He's my favourite.
Come on, Darcy. Get in.
God, it's going to be called Darcy. I'm so going to call my goat Darcy. Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy, stop chewing my knickers on the washing line. Leave him alone.
Stop chewing me G-bangers, you bastard cunt. Mate, go get him.
Yeah. How good is that for a dog name? Yeah. Because whenever I meet a dog that I don't know, I call it Mate.
Oh, yeah, Mate.
So that my dog's going to think everyone knows him. He's going to think he's the most popular animal in the world. Like, fuck, every park I go to, everyone fucking knows who I am. And there's a dog that's called Charlie going, only like 4 people know who I am. Yeah. It's like, shut up, Charlie, no one asked you.
Because Charlie's insignificant.
Yeah, Charlie's like some spaniel or something.
He should have been aborted.
Yeah.
if we come full circle. So if people want to follow you on the socials, where can I get you?
So on Instagram, I'm Sandra from Accounts.
Why?
I wanted to start this girl biker gang with my friend who I'm not friends with anymore. But yeah, it's sticking though because I quite like it. If anyone wants to be Karen from finance, then they're welcome to join me. I'm going to start my biker gang. But we're not going to have bikes, we're going to have Ubers and martinis. Anyway, so that's a lie, I hate martinis and Charlie Chaplin's.
She's drinking whiskey
Yeah.
out of a tumbler glass.
And I'm on Twitter. I think I'm Anna Brightspark, but I barely ever use it. I am going to try and get back into it. I've got my Facebook page, Anna Spark. Actually, like my page, don't add my friend thing because
we're not friends.
Yeah, because I don't. People do it when like they're searching me after a gig and they just add me, and then I'm like, I don't know you. But I can't say that because I'm trying to be, friendly vibes. Oh my god, that celebrity, she's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm a cunt.
Yeah. She spoke to me.
Yeah. Every day when it comes to birthdays that come up, I go through and delete people that sometimes I know them and I just delete them. Good, that's a good thing. And if people want to get involved in your night, it's Joshua Brooks every Thursday. Yeah, Comics Anonymous.
There's a list that goes around, so literally anybody can get on stage. And when I say anybody,
depending on when you get there.
Anybody
Oh god, you're
of
bitter
any
about
level
someone, aren't you?
of any level can get on that stage and have a crack. And if you're lucky, you might see some quality comedians like Matt Shaw. If you're fucking lucky.
Oh my god, you're so bitter.
I'm not bitter. I just find it funny. I love coming to Joshua Brooks, and when it was at Fab Cafe, absolutely loved it.
And you are going to MC it soon. I've just got to actually, on payday, I've got to buy a planner. That's really what's holding me back from organising things, because I want to write stuff down.
I feel like this is not the first time you've said that sentence. Blah, 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 this is what's holding me back from organising things. You were an hour late to get here.
It's because you've missed the beginning sentence, which is, I haven't bought a planner yet.
Yeah.
So sign-ups are at 7, show starts at 8. If you get there a bit later, we'll probably be able to fit you in, but we have to play it by ear after 8.
Because we need to be done by 10:30.
10:45 latest.
Okay. Good. You timed it very well last week. I was very impressed.
Thank you. It's because I'm neurotic.
And because I'm fucking mental.
I'm like,
don't
okay.
trust me.
And I did a 3-minute set instead of a 5-minute set because I'm considerate.
I noticed that.
Thank you.
I wanted more of you, but, I've got you now.
All 14 stone.
She revealed her weight.
Yeah, of course.
Crazy. Well, look, thanks so much for coming, Anna. I most definitely want to have you back. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I feel like all the things I had planned to talk about, we didn't really get to.
Oh, well then we'll have to do another one. Part 2.
Won't we just? I won't call it part 2. I'm not a fucking wanker.
Yeah, it's not hangover.
Yeah, it's...
Or let's do it. Let's actually drink next time.
Let's get like proper pissed. Okay.
Like a slab of tinnies, some durries.
Oi, I'll start smoking just for the podcast.
Mate, let's fucking do it.
Oi, let's fucking have it,
Oh,
man.
fucking hell, mate. I'm so
Oi.
fucking excited.
Alright, say the most Aussie sentence you can think of and I'll end it on that.
Oh, no wuckers, mate.
Beautiful.